Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is part 12, step-by-step guide to learn Angular. So these are the topics we are going to cover in complete video series, and today we will talk about service. And this is the application we are going to develop in this complete video series. So let's open Visual Code and let's see about service. So this is the application which we are developing in this video series. So now let's close all this. And before we create a service, the first question is why we need service. So we need service to segregate our business logic from component. For example, if you want to save our registration information to database, or I want a number of users, list of the users from the database. So that logic I cannot keep in the component. To segregate that from the component, I will move that logic from component to the service. And also if you are using some external library, so you can wrap that code inside the service and then you can inject to your component or wherever you need it. So for that purpose, we need service. So let's create our first service. So for creating a service, we have two options. Either we can use Angular CLI and we can use the command ng g for generate and s for service, and then we can give the name of the service and our CLI will generate a service for you. Or directly you can create. So suppose I want a service for my account to register my user and to validate my user email ID. So I want one service, account service. So I'm creating it now. Right click on account folder and create a new file, and I'm giving name is account as it is service. So name should be dot service dot ts, and let's open it. So now let's create a class for our service. So let's give export class account service. And if you remember, when we created a directive, so we added the directive decorator on top of the class, and by that we understand that that class is directive. And when we created a component, we were having that component decorator and metadata on top of the class, and by that we can identify that that class is component. So similar to that, if class is service, then we should have one injectable decorator on top of the class. So let's add this. So yeah, by this we can say that this class is service. Now how we can add this class to our module? So we are having multiple options here. So either we can add this account service in our module provider array. We can add providers here, and then we can add our service. Or we are having one more option. Let's remove this code. Or we are having one more option. If this is a global service and we are using it in the multiple modules, so we are having option like then we can say it root. So if it is a root, then Angular compiler identified it as a global service, and we can use it in the any module. Or we can give, instead of giving that service in the providers array in the module, we can directly give our account module here. So these are the three way we can define our service for module. Now step one is to create a method to return a list of email. So this is my get user email, and let's import observable. So and this of. So this method is returning the list of email. Let's save this. So now let's use this method to our registration component. So let's open register.component.ts and here instead of this hard coded, what I'm going to do is first we should not use this in the constructor because constructor, if you will use this in the constructor and if it is a async operation, so it will increase your component loading time. So we are going to use Angular on init lifecycle hook for this, and first let's paste it here. And first I'm going to tell one invalid way to use that service. So what I'm going to do is I'm directly creating instance for the service. What is our service name? It's account service. So let's copy this and paste it here. And let's import. And now let's remove this hard-coded array and we are going to use our service method here. And in our service, instead of defining a module here, let's move this to provider array. So I'm going to remove it from here and let's open account module, and here after our imports I'm going to add providers, and under it I'm adding account module, sorry, upper account service. And let's save this, and yeah, we are done with all changes. So let's run our application. Now our code is compiled successfully. So let's open the link, control plus click, go to the registration page, and here I am giving that same email ID which is exist in the that hard-coded list. So I should get already exist message it's we were getting previously. So let's click outside. Yeah, so our validation is working as it was working previously with the service also. But I can see one problem here. We are directly creating a new instance for our service, and now we have tightly coupled our service with the component. So for example, now our service is calling to a database, and maybe in some scenario instead of database I want to call local storage or some uh, session storage. So if it is a tightly coupled, so I have to come to a component and then I need to change this service instance. So to fix that, we can use dependency injection, and instead of creating instance here, let's move this to our constructor. So I am giving this private service, and this is a type of account service. So and let's change this to this dot service. So it's compiled successfully. So let's quickly verify this. Let's click outside. Yeah, so still our validation is working. Now next, there is one common questions like why we are using this private service here. So this is a shorthand for our, like I can show you if I will define and then Here I am giving this dot service equals to service, and let's remove this service. So let's verify. Open the browser and give the same email. Click outside. I am getting that validation message. So Angular is providing a way instead of defining this private variable here and then assign this in the constructor directly. I can remove this and I can give this private access specifier here itself, and it will behave same. So these are the some common interview questions we generally gets in the interview for service, like what is a provided in root for the service, and what is a dependency injection, and in the constructor why we give private access specifier. So I hope you are be able to answer all these questions, and in the next video we are going to talk about RxJS. Thank you.